So, 1941, I went to school and your mum took me because she was going to school at St Joseph's, which is now the middle school for collegiate. It was a girls' school, but they only took boys for the first 2 years. And there were some pretty wild children went to that school because certainly the areas of Hobart were slums and they were from very poor people. One in particular was a bloke by the name of John James Morn, was a leader of a pretty strong gang at the age of 6 or 7. And
seems almost inconceivable, doesn't it?
If you're on Johnny Morn's gang, you got looked after. I was looked after by Johnny Morn. He lived opposite the school.
Would you have to make a payment of a pint of milk a day or something?
No payment. It's just
half your lunch.
I think nothing. I might have to give him a penny every now and again. But he finished up as one of Hobart's leading criminals. And
I thought you were going to actually say one of Hobart's leading counsellors there for a second.
But I was in the right gang. I knew how to get on with people.
So he was following in his father's footsteps, and he was learning the family trade.
Exactly, yes. At the age of 15, John was convicted of stealing over 22 cars. He spent a lot of time in jail, and he escaped from jail a couple of times, and he held up Monsignor Rogers because he was a good Catholic boy. So
also, I guess the point that you made earlier was that it wasn't encouraged, certainly during the Depression, for people who couldn't take care of their kids to actually be having kids.
Exactly.
Your classmates in 1941 were the result of the births during the Depression.
Yep.
They were the mistakes.
They were the mistakes, yep. There is a little side issue I could mention here about the school. It was run by the Sisters of Charity. And I didn't think they went to the toilet. I didn't realise that nuns were human beings.
Were humans.
No. They could still smell their body odour.
It's not something I really need to be reminded of, but okay.
Next door to the school was an old house, and that was St Joseph's Orphanage, again run by the Sisters of Charity. The orphanage building was also the house for the nuns that live in. But there would have been 50 or 60 orphans in St Joseph's School. It later moved from there to Harrington Street, and the building was now the Macquarie Hotel. That used to be the St Joseph Orphanage.
You were sent to that particular school because it was a Catholic
school, yes. Possibly it was the only girls' school that serviced South Hobart, Battery Point being, of course, a slum area, Sandy Bay and Lower Sandy Bay. When St Joseph was closed or sold to the Department of Defence, became an army base, they all moved down to Mount Carmel, Sandy Bay,
yes,
which is the elite suburb. And I think it's now renowned as the cheap private school in Hobart, where the children that send their boys to Hutchins send their daughters to Mount Carmel. Because it's cheaper than...
Because they can't afford to send their daughters to
St Michael's Collegiate or to Farm.
Especially if you send your sons to Hutchins.
Yeah.
Instead of,
yeah, exactly.
You're out of pocket.
Yeah.
You're out of pocket.